Alright guys, so hey, I just wanted to make a quick video. I've been getting a couple of messages and emails about 3.1 and 3.2, and I think some of you may just be overthinking some of this. So I just wanted to make a quick video explaining how to basically think through 3.1 and 3.2. So basically, you always have two parallel lines, right, being cut through by a transversal. This thing is called a transversal. It creates all these different angles. 8 of them, actually. 8 angles. And we can call all those different pairs by different names. So there's 7 names down here. Okay? Alternate interior would be something like in the interior, which is right here. Something that's on opposite corners, so like 3 and 6 or 5 and 4. Similarly, alternate exterior would be angles that are both on the exterior, something like 8 and 1, 7 and 2, right? Vertical angles are across from each other, so something like 3 and 2, 1 and 4, 7 and 6, 5 and 8. Those are vertical angles, and corresponding angles are angles that are basically on in the same position on different lines. So for instance, you see how 2 is in the top left of this little group right here? 2 is in the top left. 6 is also in the top left of this little group right here. Okay, so 2 and 6 would be corresponding, just like 1 and 5, they're both in the top left. 8 and 4, both in the bottom right. Okay, now all 4 of these angles, guys, it's so simple. When you have any of those pairs, you can set the 2 angles equal to each other. They're congruent. So like let's say I had alternate interior angles, 3 and 6. Let's say they gave me values for 6 and 3. I could just set those equal to each other. Angle 3 equals angle 6. And then solve for x or whatever they're wanting me to solve for. Okay, these are all congruent to each other. Just think about it visually. 3 and 6. Do you see how those are both acute angles? Tiny little angles. 3 and 6. Doesn't it make sense that those would be congruent to each other? Yeah. Similarly, like 8 and 1. See how those are both obtuse? Both obtuse angles? They're going to be congruent to each other. So don't overthink it. If they look like they're probably equal to each other, in this lesson they probably are. Okay? Now, there's 3 other types: same side interior, same side exterior, and linear pair. Same side interior would be 2 angles on the interior that are on the same side of the transversal, so like 4 and 6 or 3 and 5. Same side exterior would be like 2 and 8, 1 and 7. 2 and 8, 1 and 7. Still on the same side of the transversal, but now they're in the exterior, so like 2 and 8 or 1 and 7. Finally, linear pair are when they're adjacent to each other, which means they're side by side, so something like 5 and 6, 6 and 8, 8 and 7, 7 and 5, 2 and 4, 4 and 3, 3 and 1, 1 and 2. See how those are all side by side? 1 and 4 are vertical angles. Those are not side by side. But anything that is on a line, like if you put a ruler, 1 and 3 are side by side, 1 and 2 are side by side, so on and so forth, okay? So that's what a linear pair is. So with these 3, you can't set them equal to each other. These are actually going to add up to 180 degrees because these are what we call supplementary. So angle plus angle equals 180. If you remember part plus part equals a whole, it's kind of like that same idea. You would take whatever it is, add it to the other one, and set it equal to 180 and then solve. Okay? Hopefully that helps explain some things. I just wanted to, and then by the way, with supplementary, if you just look visually, guys, 4 and 6. 4 is obtuse, 6 is acute. Clearly these are not the same angles, just visually speaking. Just look at them. Clearly they're not equal to each other. So if they're not equal to each other, they're going to be supplementary in this case. Okay? Hopefully that helps. I would encourage you to watch this video if you are struggling with the 3.1 or 3.2 assignments. Have a great day. I'm here. Message me if you need.